Hi, I'm Vivian the Knitter.
And I'm Alyson the Crocheter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Thank you for joining us for episode 80 of Keep Calm and Carry On, a knitting and crochet podcast brought to you by me, Vivian, and my daughter, Alyson. I'm coming at you from the state of Tennessee.
And I'm recording from Scotland. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
For a second, I paused in the intro because I said that you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry On, and it just clicked that we've been doing video episodes consistently now. Like, we are now a video and audio. Well, we still have audio only listeners, and the people who are watching are also listening, so they are, viewers and listeners. But it just, because obviously when we started doing some video episodes, we would do like some video and some audio. You were a little bit skeptical about being in front of the camera all the time, but you haven't protested, so you've gotten used to it, obviously.
I still don't like it. Like when well, thankfully I don't do the audio editing. I just do
No, you don't do the video editing.
I only do the audio editing. You do the video editing, so I don't look at myself. Every once in a while, I'll look at the video just to see, what pictures you put up or whatever. Like, oh, so I actually looked at last episodes. I was like, oh, I think I forgot to put on makeup that day.
Oh, I mean, I didn't notice, so I'm sure our viewers didn't notice either. And our listeners definitely didn't notice.
No, they didn't. And I was also, it was literally in the middle of our move, so I had an excuse.
So I'm just looking at the video now, and there's like a lot of weird light coming through just because it's very overcast today.
We're sunny right now, but the sun's on that side of the building, so I'm kind of that side. It gets sunny in the afternoon over here, so I would get that.
And let's acknowledge that over here is now your apartment in Tennessee.
Yes, we are on the third floor of this apartment, right outside of Chattanooga. So I haven't really explored that much because
stuff,
COVID, and well, I mean, I've gone to the grocery store. I had to go to Best Buy because I forgot to pack the power cord for my sewing machine.
Yeah. that was something that you could get at Best Buy.
Yeah, so my new machine, the plug actually comes off of the machine, and the old one, it was attached so you can never lose it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I freaked out just a little bit when I was unpacking my machine, and then Daddy looked at the hole like, oh yeah, we can just get that at Best Buy, or you can wait and we can order it from Amazon. I'm like, I don't want to wait. So we went to Best Buy to pick it up, and I've only sewed like a couple days since because I've been obsessively doing something else.
Something that we'll hear about later.
Yes, we will.
Cool.
So our Buzzfeed quiz, should we start with?
I picked this one this time. I feel like normally you pick them.
You did.
It says, we'll reveal which flower matches your personality, but you have to attend a tea party first. So, yeah, we have to pick things, but I guess we do what you got first. Do you want to tell me?
I got a rose.
Ooh.
It says you have fancy and elegant sensibilities and a timeless style. You're a real classic.
See, okay, I didn't get rose. I got lily, but the descriptions are very similar. It says you're quietly elegant with impeccable poise. There's a graceful, regal air about you, which is not true.
Huh. Well, I thought it was funny because my name in Chinese can also translate to as rose. At least that's what my mom tells me. I don't really know what it means.
Yeah,
it's
because I've looked it up as well. Because the way in our names is like I don't think it's a commonly used word, but when it is used, it's used in some kind of rose's name.
Yeah, it's a kind of rose. It's not the common word
like its technical
we
name
would use
or something
to say rose, but it's a type of rose. So So that's kind of funny that it turned out that way.
Yeah, and then I was just thinking the first parts of our Chinese names as well. I mean, they're different, but they're both to do with language, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yours is a kind of a double entendre, like a play on words.
Mm-hmm.
So, my parents picked your name, and I was living in Hawaii at the time, so it was kind of like you're pining away for me, that they were pining away for me, and that's how they picked your name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm illiterate.
Yeah. No, you've explained it to me before, and I know what you mean.
Okay, so what did you pick for your table setting?
So I feel like the options weren't super great, not all of them, but I went for the first one, which was just the dark tablecloth and the flower arrangement.
That I vacillated between that one because everybody knows that I love blue, but I picked the second one down from the top with all the goodies
with the cake stand with all the
yeah. That's the one I picked.
Yeah, and that one's like a proper, like go to a fancy hotel and have afternoon tea because it's got a, the prosecco or champagne with it as well.
Oh. Okay, I'm fancy. What about teapot or kettle?
The teapot I went for is the sort of dark colored one with the golds and white organic design on it. Bottom left.
Oh yes, the bottom of the. Is that? I thought that was blue.
Oh, maybe it's dark blue. I don't know.
That one is pretty. I like that one. I picked the glass one with the infuser.
I thought about that. I did for the next question. I picked the glass cup with the infuser.
Oh, I actually picked the fancy one with the gold handles because it kind of reminds me of the set that we have.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it reminds you of Chip from Beauty and the Beast.
Chip does not have flowers on him.
No, I guess not. But he's got gold, right?
There is. Does he?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe in the live action.
Okay, so what actual kind of tea are you going to have? What options are oolong, chrysanthemum, orange pekoe, Earl Grey, matcha, or chai?
What type do you think I picked?
Chai?
No. I picked chrysanthemum. That's my favorite.
It is? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I went for chai.
You went for chai, which just means tea.
Well,
what did you put in your tea?
I just went for milk.
What?
I just went for milk.
Oh, I didn't put anything in.
Well, yeah, because you picked chrysanthemum. I'm pretty sure. I once was making tea at work for everybody, and one of the women, she asked for peppermint tea, but then she said with milk, and I looked at her and I was like, "You don't want milk in that." And I don't know if she just said it on accident, but she didn't respond to me, and I didn't put milk in it.
I don't know, maybe some people put milk in it.
No, come on.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I generally don't put milk in my tea to begin with.
That is one habit that I have finally picked up from living here.
It's not a very Asian thing to do to put milk and cream in your tea.
Yeah, well, they don't put cream in their tea.
Who? Oh, the British, the Brits.
Just milk.
They don't put cream. Well, it said milk or cream on the thing.
Yeah, well, they don't. And half and half. Okay, wait, what about your toaster sandwich?
I have a hard time with that. Everything looked good, but I ended up with the finger sandwiches.
Oh, I feel like that would be my least favorite. I almost went for a macaron. It says a macaron is a sandwich, right? but I went for a lox bagel because
yes,
I do like a lox bagel, and it is hard to get like good proper bagels here. You can find them, but yeah. What about grab one last treat? More sweet
Oh, one
things.
last tea?
Treat.
No.
Treat.
One last treat. What do you think I picked out of all that?
Blueberry cheesecake? Chocolate truffles?
Chocolate truffles.
Okay, what did I
You
pick?
picked the macarons.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Then I have no idea.
I picked the strawberry milfoy because it's just fruit and cream, and I love like just pavlovas, like just yeah. As much as cream doesn't love me, I love cream.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm the same way. In fact, I think I have to stop putting cream in my coffee.
I mean, I've also gotten used to just having milk on my coffee to the point that if given the option between cream and milk, I'll put milk.
No, I mean milk or cream. I think I have.
What
to
about
stop.
lactose-free milk?
I guess I can do that. Okay. Back. Crafty content.
Sure. Do you have any whips then?
I have the same whips.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on my modified cicada, but not enough to show. I worked on my French shawl, but not really enough to show.
Shawl. Can somebody please tell us how to pronounce that?
Well, Google says it's called LA, right?
Maybe, yeah.
But I've been obsessively working on my Lovage sweater, and I have bound. No, well, yeah.
Oh my gosh! The whole thing
whole
of
top
color work is done. Oh my god!
It is now a fancy halter top.
That's not a halter top. That's a crop top.
Crop top, which just barely covers my boobs.
Oh, wow.
I did do a lot of I think the bubble will block out. I told you I've been obsessively knitting on this. That's why I haven't been sewing. I haven't been. Well, we're in a little apartment, so there's not that much cleaning to do.
Yeah.
The cats have been behaving, and nobody's really been throwing up, so I don't have to clean that. So wow. I did do a little differently. I did more decreases than the original pattern. The original pattern only had like one decrease after the trees, and then another like line of decreases up here, and then the final up here. And I felt like that just wasn't enough. And then the neck would have been like it would have been like really wide.
And is that what it looks like on the like example, the sample and the pictures?
Yeah, it does. I mean, but I think she's got the beautiful model has, wide shoulders, and it doesn't look bad on her, but I think it would be like really all the way out here to me. So I did a lot more decreases.
Is that hard when you're doing color work? Or do you just
you just have to be
consistent?
Strategic in doing it. Because there are a few rows where it's just plain stockinette. And then I would do the decrease after the stockinette, so the color work doesn't get squished or anything. And I also did short rows in the back to bring the back a little higher.
Just right at the back.
Just right at the back. Okay, well, I mean, it extends up to here a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah. So is that just plain? The plain gray.
Yes, that is the plain gray. So I'm not sure how if I have enough yarn. Well, I probably do enough for the bottom, because the bottom part really isn't that much.
Just the plain color bottom. The
plain, but I think I'm just gonna continue doing color work, at least for the body, and maybe I'll leave the sleeves plain, depending on how much yarn I have left.
Will you pick up like the motifs that were used above, or will you design something for the bottom?
Yeah, I think some of the motifs look fine upside down, and I also Marie Wallen has a whole bunch of patterns that are also free. So I was looking at some of her other color work patterns and maybe incorporate some of those into what I have here.
Wow. So it's mostly, cause like I can see like the sort of tree shaped things. And you've also done them in green, which makes them look even more tree-y. And then the rest are just kind of abstract.
Yeah, they're like geometric shapes and zigzags and, you know.
But yeah, no, it looks really good, and all your colors look good together. And I think that brighter teal that you had, to me, just seemed to like stick out too much. But actually, once it's all worked in and stuff, it goes
and
fine.
even like the rust color, the yellow, which I'm not that super crazy about. It looks fine in there though.
Yeah.
And I even have, right here. That's this bit with all the has the rust and the yellow, like the mustardy, like a mustard color and a rust color, and it looks fine. In fact, the original pattern had more of the rust and the yellow as the trees, and I didn't really like that, so that's why I changed it to pink. So I added the pink. Pink looks good. I ended up not using that dark navy that I had. I felt like
extra
this was
biche bouche.
Yeah, this was plenty of color.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see how long it's going to take for me to do the rest. Because it did get smaller and smaller. And my gauge is kind of wonky. Like over here where I had down here when I had all the stitches crowded on one needle. It seems looser than when I finally got another needle and I spread it across two needles. So it's hopefully it'll block out okay.
Is that counterintuitive?
Yeah, I feel like it is.
What if you did just stripes for the rest of it? Would that be too much? Too many things?
Just stripes? I mean, that is a good point.
Or
well, I want to do color work all the way, probably all the way down. Or don't.
I think when I was looking at the pattern page, there were definitely some people who also did that.
Yeah, I saw that a lot of people joined like after the tree.
They joined?
Like they did the tree down here and then joined for the sleeves. So my trees are actually
above the sleeves.
On the top part, above the
So would they have changed the pattern then? Because like the pattern is written it the way that you've done it.
Yeah, they would have had to change it a bit somehow.
So obviously with different sizes, your upper body, it doesn't lengthen that much as the sizes go up, but does the pattern accommodate that extra rows in the
I'm not sure, but I took out a few extra stockinette rows because I'm short-waisted and I felt like it would be there would be too much material.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I know Corinne of the Woolly Thistle, she worked on it in like 2017, whenever that first year I went to Edinburgh, and she was talking about it before. Maybe it was 2018. She was talking about it before before EYF, and how she had knitted it years ago and just hated the fit. And I can't remember exactly what she did, but she ended up cutting it.
Oh yeah,
and she reworked it. So she was having problems with the fit. So with that in mind, I was very careful about, I would try to shimmy myself into it, and I would adjust the length. And it's a lot harder to shimmy into it. So, I mean, it literally looked like I had arm floaties on, I didn't take any pictures of myself with that, but I do have a picture of myself wearing it when it was like down here.
Yeah, like an off the shoulder crop top.
Yeah. I was FaceTiming Madeline. I'm like, take a picture. So she took the picture during our FaceTime. So I'm super happy with this.
Really good.
I won't be able to wear it anytime soon because it's really warm. I mean, it's only fingering weight, but it's double thickness because you're carrying the yarn. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Yay! I'm so happy. Yeah, let's see how long it's gonna take me to do the bottom. Let's see. I mean, we only have one more month. No, until no, a month and less than
almost
2 months.
Yeah. I mean, you're making way better progress than I am. Will I talk about my whip?
Okay.
Because
I'm just gonna wear it like this.
my only whip is also the project for the Archive KCAL, which is the 373 cardigan. And my back panel is getting bigger, but
it is
you
bigger.
know, it's not that exciting. It's still just a rectangle.
But it looks so cozy.
It is very cozy. I am on the 3rd ball of the silk mohair. And as always, I think this is just, my gauge is just, I don't know, I just feel like it's changing. I almost feel like you can see, maybe not, a line in, no, I keep looking at it thinking like, is there a weird line going across? Like, did I do the wrong row somewhere? But no, I think it's just depending on what angle it's at, like you just see, you know, one row just sticks out. But anyway, you know how I was having last time a problem with one side starting to get bigger? Still doing that a bit. It's this side.
Huh. Yeah, I can't really tell. Could be the way you're holding it.
Well, it is. And
stretching it
there's
out.
like, so I tried to mitigate a bit by just getting rid of a stitch on that end in the repeat. And then it was still growing a little bit. I'm like, okay, so I'll get rid of 2 stitches, like from 2 different rows, because there's 4, it's like a 4-row repeat. So I'll get rid of 2 stitches in 2 different rows, or 1 stitch from 2 rows, whatever. But in doing that, I've managed to decrease the stitch pattern as well. And so you can kind of see there's like a bit of a bump here.
Yeah.
So that bump is the decrease. But that bump doesn't even account for like the amount that it's gone in. It's still like wider than it was at the bottom. So obviously my stitches are getting bigger. So I'm just gonna carry on. And like I'm trying really hard not to like stress out about it too much, because I could just rip out, you know, 10 rows and try and tighten up or something, but I'm just gonna make do. I'm just gonna keep going because it's all seamed together anyway. So I don't know. It's just it's annoying me, and I haven't even gotten to the knitting part yet.
That would be a nightmare to rip out.
Well, I have been doing some ripping out, and yeah, it is a bit annoying. I have a technique of using a tapestry needle, and you just stick the tapestry needle into like the next stitch, pull, and then pull. Well, it takes a while. So yeah, I put it down for a little bit, and then I worked on it the last few days a little bit more. So that is all.
Well, I mean, it'll be fine, I'm sure, especially since it's going to be pieced.
Yeah, it's going to be sewn together, and it's good. Hopefully it'll still be, you know, slightly oversized anyway, and like, you know, I'm sure I can block it as well to square it out a bit. At this point, I just it's because it's such a small hook. It's a 2 millimeter hook, so it just feels like it takes forever.
2 millimeter, which is size 0.
Small. It's a size very small.
It's not very small. That's what I use for the ribbing up here on my sweater, on the neck.
Yeah, I mean it does grow a bit because it's double crochet stitches. Yes, I have an FO, and the reason why I didn't work that much on that is because I was like, you know what, I'm not that far from finishing this, so I'm going to finish this, and this is my strawberry shortcake tank top, which I'm wearing under. I haven't actually woven the ends in. Yeah, you see the ends. Yeah, I haven't actually woven the ends in. Just before we started, I had an end like coming out of my boob, so I just tucked that in real quick. But this is it. But yeah, I like it. You can see that's where the join is. It's not on that side, but it is just nice and straight. I did have to undo it a few rows, like maybe an inch and a bit of rows, because I'd obviously, I think I lost a couple stitches, and then you could see that it wasn't perfectly straight. It kind of came in. And at first I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just like add some more stitches, and then I realized you could actually really see it in the seam. And then I wasn't sure about the length. I'm like, oh, maybe because I have more plenty of the dark green, and I have this much left of the light green. So I've got plenty that if I wanted to make it longer, I could have. But you know,
it'll probably block longer too. I mean, you can probably block it a little bit.
But it's definitely not like it's a good length for, I think, where my pants come up on me. Like these come up straight to my belly button. And
is it stretchier horizontally or vertically?
It's actually pretty stretchy both ways. I think it's the herringbone half treble, half. At this point, I'm working with UK stitches and US stitches, and I'm getting confused which one to use when. A half double US, half treble UK stitch, but it's a herringbone stitch, which means you do a yarn over, you stick it into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then you pull that first loop through the stitch and through the first loop, and then through the net.
I can actually understand what that is.
So yeah, because normally obviously you would pull a loop through the stitch and then another loop through the next loops, but you don't. Yeah,
I am the one that taught you how to.
It's not just for you; it's for but yeah, and I actually really like the stitch, and I wouldn't mind like seeing more garments designed out of it. But yeah, because it is probably stretchier vertically, but it has a decent stretch horizontally as well. But yeah, fits nice, looks nice, and they're happy with it.
Oh, that's great. It looks fabulous. It looks good with your pants, with your green pants.
They're like pants. It's like the perfect color to go with it. My linen pants, my linen trousers, and I really do think that like it's a little bit thick, the actual fabric, but for Scotland weather, like I could easily wear this in the summer. It'd be fine, and probably still wear a light jacket on top. So that's not really a problem. Because yeah, this was 65% superwash merino, and then this was a cotton and merino, cotton and alpaca.
I don't remember. Did you ask for that yarn specifically for that pattern, or
no? I was originally going to make salmon pair socks with this yarn.
Oh, I see.
And then I never did, and it just went well with this, so.
Yeah. But how many skeins did I buy for you?
4?
And it wasn't. And it was enough for
this?
Well, I mean, it would have been way too much for socks.
He's got big feet, and it's crocheted, and who knows what stitch I was gonna use. Because yeah, if you make crochet, because single crochet eats up the most amount of yarn, and a lot of socks are made using single crochet stitches. And he has big feet, certainly bigger than my feet. And then
he does.
Actually, now that I've sat, I'm probably gonna stand up again. The other FO I wanted to show is not a new FO.
You have another FO?
No. It's my George Street jumper.
You got it back.
Yeah, I got it back, so I can actually show the real life sample, not just photos. So yeah, this is the sweater that I designed for Crochet Now that was on the front cover. And so yeah, you can see.
So nice.
There's like
love it.
I don't know. I guess I would call that like a chunky rib.
Is it?
Sort of.
Yeah.
And
I
then
showed everybody the magazine cover, like all the knitters.
it was funny because the sample's made in a size medium, which I normally would make myself like a size small. So it's definitely like large on me. I can wear it as a big. But it's funny because looking at the pictures of the models from the magazine, you know, the cuff is a little bit short on them, whereas on me, I'm like, I've got to roll up the cuff.
Your arms are that much shorter than theirs.
Yeah, apparently.
That's so
funny.
But
it's pretty heavy as well.
Yeah, well, that's perfect for Scotland weather.
Yeah.
What was the content of the yarn again? I don't remember.
I think it's 100% wool. It's
okay, perfect.
West Yorkshire Spinners, but it's the one they do with it's the Shetland line of yarn. Shetland Croft or something.
Well, I'm wearing an old FO too. Well, not two. You're wearing a new FO, and you showed an old FO. Yeah. I'm wearing an old FO.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my East Coast Girl cardigan by Vera Valimaki, and I did put in buttonholes, but I ended up not sewing in buttons because I didn't know what kind of buttons to use. So, but I bought this. Well, actually, this was gifted to me. It's magnetic, and it's got a really strong magnet.
Goes, careful not to put it on if you put it on both sides of your brain, your whole head will explode.
Well, it has a warning, not for use with a pacemaker. So your grandmother would not be able to.
Yeah. But I guess so you can do really thick.
Yeah, I mean, this is only fingering weight. So I'm super happy with it. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And is that the cardigan you made with the biche bouche?
Yes,
yarn.
It is. Oh yeah, so this would have been the dark navy.
Oh,
I
there
you
go.
Added it, but I could have added it to my Lovage sweater, but I thought there was enough color going on here. Aww. So that is all the crafty yarny goodness that we have between the two of us.
Yeah. Just thanks for everyone who's still posting about their Archive KCAL makes. We've still got lots and lots of time to still work on it. But I'm sure, I don't know, is anyone else not going to finish their projects like me? Because I feel like you could definitely finish yours the rate you're going at.
We'll see. I'm starting to slow down a bit right now. I'm trying to pick up the stitches, because they're provisionally cast on, and because this yarn is kind of sticky, it's been hard to go on it and get to the stitches. So that's what I'm doing right now, and not working on my other two projects.
Yeah. Well, I was glad I think I just wanted to bang this one out because I had this plus my cardigan plus my blurred line sweater all in various states of whippiness.
Oh yeah, your blurred lines. How far along are you with that?
I just have to do the sleeves basically. Like I'm about I don't know what 5 inches into the sleeves. So. But yeah, I wanted an easy win, and also so I didn't have 3 garments in my whip pile.
Oh boy. So, you have any yarny bits and bobs or anything else that you want to talk about? I have some Nerdtastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do too, sort of, right? So we've been watching WandaVision.
Yes.
And the very last episode came out this morning, but we haven't watched it yet. Which episode? You said you didn't?
I think I'm halfway through the latest episode, not
before the
one that's just come out this morning or whatever. I think I like had caught up on them, and then I stopped for a few weeks. And I was like, so I like re-caught up. And for anyone who's not a Marvel fan, this is a Marvel universe, but a TV show on Disney Plus. And like I didn't understand what like the concept was going to be at all. Like I don't know if that was true for most people or what, because I just remember like watching those first 2 episodes. I was like, what on earth is going on? I don't understand what this TV show is. Like
This is all in her head. I know your dad was like starting to lose patience, and he's like, they need to tell us what's going on. It's like, well, that's kind of like the fun of it. You like they're slowly revealing like little bits at a time,
yeah.
and he was like, if something doesn't happen next episode, I'm not gonna watch it anymore. Like, well, I'm gonna keep watching. So thankfully, something happened the very next episode.
Yeah.
When it was revealed at least where she was and the outside people.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm pretty trying not to spoil things for people,
Oh.
but I'm excited and I'm sad. I always get sad when a show is almost over.
Is it just a one season thingy?
I don't know that they've announced whether or not there's going to be another season, but Madeline tells me that the Falcon and whatever it's called, there's another one coming.
Jeez Louise.
with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Is that what it's called? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't remember. But that's coming out in weeks or some very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something else to look forward to. But I've also been watching Men in Kilts. And you said you can't get that out there?
No,
right?
it's not available in the UK. And there's no like indication as to when it will be available or where it will be available.
So I got we didn't have Stars for a while, so I wasn't able to watch anything. And in fact, I haven't even watched the last 2 episodes of Outlander because when we moved, anyway, so the whole Stars business. So they're having a special where it's like $5 for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I paid my $4.99 or whatever it was, and I just binged like the episodes of Men in Kilts that were out already. And so it's Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish driving. They're on a road trip in Scotland, and they're exploring, their heritage and just the history of Scotland. So they've gone through.
Is Sam Heughan Scottish? Or is he English?
He said he grew up in Edinburgh.
But he speaks with an English accent normally? I don't actually know. I think I just had assumed he was English. Or had thought he was.
He is Scottish. I don't know.
Okay.
But he says he's Scottish.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so like the first episode was food and drink. So they talked about, seafood and all this stuff. Of course they talked about haggis and, things like that. And you just watch these grown men driving around the country, and they're like children. I don't know if they're just, if it's for the camera, or if they really are like children. It's hysterical.
I don't know if it's more of a British format, because I feel like there are so many shows like that here, like travel buddy shows. Like some of them are with it'll be like 2 comedians, and they travel around places and do serious things, but also like weird things. And because they're comedians, it's hilarious, and they're all a little ridiculous. And yeah, there's one with 3 like a food related one with what's his name, Gina DeCampo, Gordon Ramsay, and Fred from First Dates, which Americans may not know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and the 3 of them travel around and have ridiculous antics all whilst trying cool foods. Like, but yeah, it kind of sounds like that.
There's an episode where they're just talking about sports. So they did like the Highland Games, where they're throwing I don't even know what that thing is. the stone thing, and they're competing against each other, and the loser has to jump naked, do skinny dip in the North Sea.
Yeah.
And it's not in the summer. I don't think it is, because it looks really cold. And
I think the Highland Games are normally in the summer.
Well, it's not during the Highland Games. They're
Okay.
just like
Doing
they're just
the things.
exploring,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and doing the things just between the two of them, and like soccer they did or football they had to do something, and
Hmm.
so the winner was like all bundled up. And they drive around this camper van. So he's like all bundled up in his chair with his sweater and like a blanket around him and watching the loser run into the water. I'm not gonna tell you. That's what it was pretty funny. So yeah, that's super funny. So anybody that is either a fan of Scotland or a fan of Outlander, you have to watch it. It's really funny.
Well, hopefully when
You
it comes
can't.
here, it'll be on Amazon Prime, like Outlander is, because then I'd be able to watch it. We'll see.
Yeah, that's too bad that you can't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both pretty funny. Actually, Graham McTavish, every once in a while, he'll say something or do something, and his mannerisms reminds me of your Uncle James, which is kind of weird because he doesn't have any hair. I think it's just a British thing,
Uh-huh.
you know. So yeah, the next episode comes out in a few days, and I'll be watching it. And
Do they
that's
actually
all
do
I
everything
have
in
for you.
kilts, or are they just in their normal clothes?
They are in their normal clothes, but when they did the like the Highland Games, and they did the whatever, the sword dancing, Highland fling, whatever it's called, they were in their fancy kilts with the jacket and everything, and that was hysterical. They can't. It's like, well, that looks. I'm sure it's a lot harder than it looks to begin with, and so they had a professional dancer, Scottish dancer, teach them, and they were just two left feet and just bull in the china shop, just bumbling. Yeah. But Graham, I mean, he's quite a bit older than Sam. He's keeping up with him, so he's in good shape. That's all I have for you.
Okie dokie.
So,
well, I don't have anything else, so.
Okay. Well, if anybody I haven't found any yarn stores nearby me. At least not less than like a 45-minute drive. So I haven't explored that yet. And only the grocery store and Best Buy. Those are the only two places I've been to here.
Exciting life.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be here for about 6 months. So hopefully things will ease up a bit. There's just every time when I do go out there, I do notice that there are a lot more cars on the road here than there were in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay, then shall we just end it?
Yeah. So spiel. You can find the show notes for this episode and every episode on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is kcacypodcast. My personal Instagram is Alyson here, and my mom's is upstate_Viv. You can like and comment, subscribe, and review, or whatever, on YouTube, iTunes, or wherever else you find your podcasts. You can join the Ravelry group. Just search for Keep Calm and Carry On Podcast in the Groups tab. And so thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn. Bye.
Bye.